I just don't have any words. I don't really know how to start this video. After watching this episode, I really don't know how to start this video. It was amazing on all levels. How it ended. Man, Marvel's getting deep and paralleling reality and showing us reality and how we really are. And just like, man, this was a very, very heavy, on the nose episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But you know, let's get into it after the intro. Roll intro. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Mark, and this is another blurredography video. So if you haven't, just hit the subscribe button and leave a like, and let's get into the video, and let's get to it. This will be my episode 4 review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, so if you haven't seen it, just beware of spoilers. This was a heavy episode. This was probably the darkest episode, with not only how it ended, but just how they told the story of the characters, how you got more into everyone's political alignments and just where they fall on the spectrum between supremacist and fascist, and you know, the good guy, the all-American hero, and what's right and what's wrong, and justice versus morality, equality versus what's right. And oh my god, this was just a really deep episode. But let's just kind of break it down. I got some notes, I got some things I like about it, I got some things I didn't like about it. Not too many things I didn't like about it, and just some nerdy things all in general. I have a theory. Let's theorize. This is kind of why I want to do these videos. I want to theorize with you people, and I didn't think I would get a lot of deep lore trying to figure things out, but we're getting it. We're getting it. So let's just dive into it. You start out the episode 6 years ago in Wakanda, where Bucky and Okoye are sitting around the campfire, and Okoye is trying to debug Bucky essentially, and you know, she's testing him to see if he will fall under the keywords will activate the Winter Soldier. So she says the words, and you know, Bucky's real emotional because he thinks he's about to turn, but spoiler alert, he doesn't turn. And he starts crying. He gets real emotional that he got his freedom, that he's freed from the curse of Hydra, and he can be his own man and kind of right the wrongs that he did while he was the Winter Soldier. So that was a very emotional scene. I was wondering from the last episode how they were going to tie, well, not even from the last episode, I guess from Infinity War, when we saw Bucky in Wakanda. But yeah, I wanted to see more of his story in Wakanda and what happened to him before he got snapped, before the events of Infinity War and Endgame. And we know he was debugged. Wakanda, you know, Africa again, is solving the world's problems, and no one seems to really notice. The Wakandans helped Bucky deprogram himself from the Hydra programming, and he was essentially given his freedom. And then you come back to the alley with Bucky and Okoye, and essentially Okoye is asking Bucky, we gave you this freedom and you freed our enemy after he killed King T'Chaka, and he blamed you for the murder, or tried to frame you for the murder, and you just freed him, and he's trying to explain that he needs them for, you know, the mission that they're on. And essentially she gives him 8 hours. She just gives him 8 hours. Hey, do what you gotta do with him, but in 8 hours, we're coming for Zemo. Clearly, this episode, like I said in the intro, this episode kind of parallels reality with a lot of the things that's going on, of course, with how it ended, and you know, we'll get to the ending later. But with how some of the political alignments are, you know, I've made fun of Trump Captain America, but to be kind of honest, he was made out to, no one likes him, and I've called him a little flack on there for calling him Captain America Trump, but whatever. He's definitely shown his true color, and I think I was right. Or you know, how about this? We'll just start calling him John Walker Captain America, and we'll just leave it at that, because that's definitely how he keeps introducing himself. He's definitely trying to portray the symbol, the idea of what Captain America is and what the American symbol is, but he's failing at every level because he doesn't have the super soldier serum yet. I find it funny that Zemo dancing in episode 3 caused the fans and to just want more, and then Marvel gave us more. On the Marvel YouTube page, you can find an hour-long cut of Zemo just dancing, and Marvel made a meme. Marvel made a meme. I didn't think I would like Zemo. Of course, we saw Zemo in Civil War and saw his motives there. He just does not like soups and just doesn't want soups around, and he's trying to do everything he can to destroy soups, to destroy the Avengers, destroy the super soldier serum, and just end superheroes altogether, because he blames superheroes for a lot of the things that happened to him personally and his family. But I like what they're doing with Zemo. He's there, he's being witty, he's being sarcastic, but oddly trustworthy. Like, you know who Zemo is, you know he's gonna betray you, you know he's the bad guy, you know he has his motive, and he's driven by passion. Unlike other evil people who are just evil for evil's sake or doing it for whatever reason, you know, his cause is kind of just, like how Captain America's cause is kind of just, or Carly's cause is kind of just, Sam and Bucky's cause is kind of just. It depends on how you look at it and what perspective you were under. So you cut to Bucky and Captain Zemo. I call them the team, the dream team. I like that the bad guy, the good guys have to team up with the bad guy to kind of accomplish their mission. And I'm just loving all the Zemo, Sam, and Bucky scenes that they put in, that they give to us. Of course, we get a lot of good Zemo scenes in this episode. But the team infiltrates the Flag Smashers headquarters, trying to get information, and of course Zemo, being the little sneaky snake that he is with his little Turkish delights, you know, bribes one of the little girls. He's like, hey, give me some information, here's some candy. By the way, those two men I'm with, they're bad guys, so here's some more candy, don't tell them anything. So, you know, he's being sneaky, he's getting information, and when no one else is, and trying to hold his own and just keep his leverage. He's trying to hold up his leverage so that way he just doesn't get turned over and goes back to jail. He's playing everybody. Zemo's playing everyone in this series. Every single person he's playing. You get to a scene where Bucky almost loses his shit when Zemo kind of refuses to tell them information that he got from the little girl. So, you know, Bucky goes and breaks that glass, and Sam has to come in, kind of calm him down, like, hey, you know, don't let him get into your head. He's gonna do that head tilt thing while he cuts to a scene and he's doing the head tilt thing. You get a lot more backstory between with the Flag Smashers. You get Carly and, let's call him Captain America fanboy, her teammate. You get a lot of information between them and their reasonings behind why they do the things that they're doing. Just a little bit, you know, backstory about characters who won't be characters much longer. And it was just a great little setup scene when they're at his grandfather's grave, and he was like, my grandfather fought Nazis, and he said, if you're scared when you're doing something, then that kind of means you might be doing the right thing. I like that this episode digs more deeper into everyone's political alignments. You get a lot more of Carly and the Flag Smashers backstory and their understanding of why they do the things that they do. They're not terrorists, they're revolutionaries. They're trying to take down the establishment that's causing them. They're just trying to look out for their people. They're trying to eat and take care of their own kind, because, you know, they're forgotten. They don't look like what the Western idea of what you should look like is, and they aren't what you should be in Western society. And, you know, they're kind of forgotten now that everyone's been looked back. Before everyone was looked back, you know, there was open borders and you can go find work anywhere, and everyone was welcoming and just helpful. But now everyone is back, you know, they're like, hey, we're going back to our old ways, business as usual. We don't like you because of what you look like. We don't like you because of where you're from or what you represent or what your idealisms are and what your idealisms are. And, you know, Carly just doesn't like that. She wants things to go, she's fighting. You know, I like that we get deeper reasonings behind why she's doing what she's doing, even though her means, her actions, the things she does, like blowing up the building in episode 3 and killing innocent people, you know, yeah, we don't like that, but you can kind of get behind her argument. And Steve Rogers, Captain America, and now since Sam didn't take up the mantle after Cap gave him the shield, you got this new guy, U.S. Secret Agent John Walker, Captain America, and he comes in, he thinks, you know, he has all his honors, and he's done a lot of things for his country, saved a lot of lives, whatever he's done. And he feels like he's deserving, but yet as Captain America, he's not getting the respect, he's not getting the honor and the gratitude and the gravitas that comes with the mantle like Steve Rogers did. He can't even fight the bad guys. Like, he's fighting super soldiers, and he himself is just a human being. So throughout this episode, you see more and more of him deal with the moral efficacies of taking the super soldier serum. He's worried about what it might do to him, how it might change him. He has this scene with Lamar later on in the episode where they're just talking about, well, would you take the serum? Are you worried about the side effects? So he clearly, during the big fight scene that I'm probably just gonna skip to, but during the big fight scene, you clearly see him dealing with that. He feels inferior as just a normal man going up against titans and superpowered people, and even Sam to some degree. He just feels inferior, and that he needs something to up the ante and to even the battlefield so he can be Captain America that Captain America was. This idea of what he represents and who he is, he thinks he needs the super soldier serum to do that. Obviously, John Walker, Captain America, is bad. He's not meant to be the anti-hero. We're meant to not like him over time, and I just never liked him. He just screamed Trump supporter, and this episode we definitely got Trump supporter Captain America. We definitely got that, so I called it. I was right. You can be mad at me all you want. We get to the scene where Sam and Carly meet. Sam meets Carly by himself without his power suit, without his gadgets and wings and tech, and just has a casual conversation to try to de-escalate the situation at hand. Obviously, the main theme of this episode is violence begots more violence, or whatever that phrase is. And Sam was trying to just talk to her, Carly, and understand their reasoning, and they have a nice talk, and it almost works. He almost gets her on her side. He almost brings her back from the edge. But as usual, John Walker, Captain America, comes in and ruins the day, just like he does throughout the rest of this episode. Everything he does, he just ruins the fucking day. He gave him 10 minutes before he went in, but he went in guns a-blazing, and obviously guns a-blazing wasn't the best thing that was needed. John Walker jumps the gun. Zemo uses the chaos to escape. John Walker had him handcuffed, but Zemo uses the chaos to escape and goes after Carly. He finds Carly in the super soldier serum, and he destroys it. He destroys all but one before Stan and everybody before John Walker Captain America shows up. Before John Walker Captain America shows up, he destroys all but one vial. John Walker Captain America looks at the one vial and he sees it and he pockets it. He's like, yeah. But Zemo clearly, there was a moment where you kind of thought Zemo picked up a vial. I was like, what is this? Is this what I think it is? And you think he's gonna, take one for himself? Nah, he straight up just doesn't want nothing to do with that. He wants to end supers. He's trying to kill Carly. But John Walker comes in and Carly gets away temporarily. John Walker, Captain America, yet again comes in guns a-blazing, and he goes in to arrest Zemo. He's like, hey, fuck all the bullshit. Zemo's coming with me, whatever. And Sam is like, he's actually been way more helpful than you have, so you just chill out. You don't run anything here but your mouth, so just sit the fuck down. He puts the shield down. John Walker, Captain America, puts the shield down, and he's going at Sam like, hey, let's go at it. Let's make this fair. I'll put the shield down and let's just go ham and have it out. And before anything happens, you get whoop, 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 and the spear comes out of nowhere, and the Wakandans show up. You get the Dora Milaje, and just oh my god. That whole scene, from the moment the Dora Milaje show up to get Zemo, from the moment they leave, and all the hijinks that ensue that we're about to talk about, hands down, best scene of the show. Best scene, oh my god, it was so amazing. Shit, that shit was so good. The Dora Milaje, they're just warriors. They're just regular warrior women from Wakanda who just beat ass and don't ask any questions, and they take all the names. Oh my God, that fucking scene. So the Wakandans show up, the Dora Milaje show up, and they want Zemo. Clearly they want Zemo, and they're not here for the bullshit. John Walker, Captain America, comes up being all John Walker, Captain America, and he's like, hey, whatever, we got this. And he goes, takes his hand, he reaches, and like as soon as she feels the presence of his hand on her shoulder, she went ham and whooped his ass with the spear. Oh my God. And it was just so amazing. He was like, hey, let's just put all the pointy sticks down and just talk. And he's just being such a douchebag. Just such a big douchebag. John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter. The Wakandans there attacking John Walker, Captain America. Sam and Bucky are just like looking at each other like, we should intervene, we should help and do something, because clearly John Walker, Captain America, is about to get his ass whooped, because you can go against Bucky, a super soldier, and you might have better odds than going up against the Dora Milaje. Sam advised John Walker, Captain America, and he doesn't take that advice. So that was very funny. Meanwhile, while all the fighting and the chaos is going on, Zemo's just in the back sipping his cherry blossom tea and just like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. Somebody's about to get their ass whooped, I'm gonna enjoy this. And you know, Sam and Bucky eventually intervene. Sam is quickly disposed of by the Dora Milaje. He gets speared 3 times and just hit and just taken out. Bucky does come in, grabs a spear from one of the Dora Milaje before she basically almost kills John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter. But then Oe comes in and just pressure points him and his arm falls off. And he's like, what the fuck? I didn't even know you could do that. And throughout this whole fight, you clearly see you can't use Wakandan weapons made by Wakandans, you can't use anything with vibranium against a Wakandan. Because there was a moment where John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, tried to use the shield, and she used the spear and barely touched the center of the shield, and it didn't move. And then the other one threw the spear at the table and just locked the spear, the shield in place. And John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, couldn't get it out. But then she showed up at the end and just pulled it out effortlessly and took the shield. And Neil's like, nah, just leave the shield. We're here for Zemo. She gave him that look like, while she holding the shield, like, yeah, I can take this from you. And she just drops the shield and they walk off. Because Zemo got away. He El Chapo'd himself and just got away while everybody was fighting. So then you cut to the scene where, after that, where Battlestar and John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, are sitting down, and he gets a little autograph time with some local kids, and they just casually talk about taking soldier serum. And you know, he basically convinces himself to take it. You know, he's asking Battlestar, would you take it? He's like, hell yeah, I'll take it in a heartbeat. Imagine all the people we could save back in Iraq instead of doing all the terrible things we did in Iraq and got honored for. Yeah. Then you cut to the scene where Carly calls Sarah, Sam's sister, and she's just like, hey, you know, I'm gonna kill your brother, but I feel like he's working for you, Captain America. And she's like, that ain't my Captain America. I didn't vote for him. I mean, I didn't choose him. And Carla's kind of like, but he's the symbol of your country. He's your mascot. And he's like, well, and Sarah's like, well, America don't give a fuck about my world, so I don't give a fuck about America and what it's doing. And Carla's like, well, I like you, Sarah. Because I like you, I won't kill your brother. I will meet with him and I'm gonna give you these coordinates just so he knows I'm serious. And if you fuck this up, you can meet me in the back, you can meet me in the deck, you can meet me in the dock, you can meet me with your nephews, with your kids, and we'll see what's up. So that was kind of cool and weird. I'm threatening you without threatening you, but I'm definitely threatening you. Phone call between the terrorist leader Carly and just regular people. Sam is pissed that Carly called his sister. Clearly, you know, he doesn't want anything to happen to his family. He's very worried about that. You know, work getting in the way of family time and all that. So he's going ham. He goes in with Bucky, he meets up with Carly, even though he's supposed to meet by himself, but he meets up with Carly and he's pissed. And they have another friendly talk, a very actual friendly talk. And Carly's like, hey, I like you, you know, either join me or just look the other way. Just leave us alone. Just don't bother fucking with us, and we won't fuck with you. We won't have to fucking kill you. We want Captain America. We want our enemies. We want to fight the people we're fighting, and we don't need any other casualties in the way. And you know, very understandable request, I guess. Sarah Carter calls and like, hey, Trump supporter Captain America John Walker, super secret agent, U.S. agent, fellow, he's around you, so you might want to go handle that. So of course they go and do that, and Carly again kind of loses trust in Sam and Bucky again. But more hijinks ensue, lead to basically a chase to get John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, him and Battlestar infiltrating the Flag Smashers headquarters, and they capture Battlestar. And John Walker, you can see in his eyes that, you know, when that happens and he walks up and finds Battlestar's gun, he starts going a little crazy that his partner got missing. So Bucky and Sam show up. Carly and the Flag Smashers show up, and there's just a fight scene. I love that the Flag Smashers, for whatever reason, are just using knives. Of course, Captain America John Walker, Trump supporter, just happens to shows up, and he's just fucking up everything. But this time something's different. Sam finds Trump supporter Captain America John Walker, U.S. agent, and he's fighting Flag Smasher, and he bends a steel pipe effortlessly, like he did something. Sam was just shocked, like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? And, you know, John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporters, like, I had to do what needs to be done. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, Battlestar, he's captured and tied up. He used one of his secret knives and his army training, cuts himself out, and he goes to the battle where Sam and Bucky versus the Flag Smashers and Carly. At, you know, the last minute, you know, Carly's about to go for the kill on John Walker, Captain America, and he jumps in the way and kind of starts fighting with Carly, and she pushes him into a concrete cylinder, and he fucking died because of physics. John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, shows his true colors finally, and I've been kind of waiting for this. Like, for the last couple episodes, just from the moment this guy was introduced, it looked like he was gonna fucking snap. When he was at the U.S. Capitol, and it was like, oh, look at the new Captain America. He walks down with that smug douchebag smile, and he's just smiling. I'm like, yep, that's Captain America, Trump supporter right there. So that's basically the episode. The episode ends with John Walker, Captain America, Trump supporter, taking the shield, going after the Flag Smasher fanboy of Captain America, and takes the shield and decapitates him in broad daylight in the middle of the street while being recorded by all the local people on their cell phones, and just kills him there. And he like looks around and he looks at everyone watching him, recording him. He just stands there with the shield in his hands. His hands are all bloody, the shield is bloody, and he just stands there, and they close on that shot. And they end with that somber music from that's different from the rest of the end of music that they've done so far. And oh my God, that shit is just so powerful. Obviously for me, the first thing that came to mind, because it's on the news, is the George Floyd murder. How George Floyd was murdered while being accosted by the police, and the police, being the law or the law enforcement, thinking they're in the right, and killed a man while trying to arrest him and then cover up his murder. And the fact that they end this episode on that's how they end the episode. You know, in episode 1, you got a scene, and in my first Falcon and Winter Soldier video, I mentioned that in the beginning scene they brought race, and how race is playing an effect on things in the MCU. They're clearly, at 4 episodes in, or paralleling reality. They're bringing up race, they're bringing up classism, they're bringing up all the things that we're currently dealing with, and just showing us how we are, basically, and how we react to how these things are like a butterfly effect. And I think it's great that, you know, the MCU's bringing attention to a lot of things like police brutality, race relations, and just like racism in general. Supremacy, you know, they keep saying supremacy in this episode. They didn't say white supremacy, but you kind of get it a little bit. And nationalism and pride. And just, you know, they parallel that with the Nazis and that version of nationalism and fascism from World War II. And, you know, it's just really deep. Like, you're getting your comic book stuff, but you're getting a deeper sense of who we are as a people. And with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Obviously, I liked the episode. The episode was amazing. There's nothing I didn't like about this episode. Hands down, the best episode of the series so far. Like WandaVision episode 4 was the best episode of that series, I feel like. And I'm just pumped. I want to see more. I think Sarah Carter's the power broker. We can get more into that next week on the episode 5 breakdown. I like Sam and Bucky and that they're working together as a team instead of one being the sidekick and one being the main hero. I like Sam struggles with the mantle of the holding the shield and being Captain America. While John Walker, Captain America Trump supporter, he wants the glory. He wants all of that. And he'll do anything to get it, and he costs that any means necessary. Rest in peace, Battlestar. But yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, and let's just discuss. This was deep. I really want to talk about this with everybody. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more things, especially on Twitter. I'm gonna continue the conversations on Twitter. So yeah, just follow me. Links in the description.